On the 525th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was concentrated in these areas. On Donetsk front, according to the Ukrainian source Deep State, the Ukrainian army managed to liberate more than 3 square kilometers south of Vuhledar after days of heavy battles in this area. According to them, Ukrainians pushed the Russian forces out of the southeastern outskirts of Vuhledar, and the front line has now moved to the northwest of Mikilske. For several days, there were reports of heavy clashes in this area, but the situation on the ground was unclear since, according to Deep State, for security reasons and at the request of the Ukrainian troops, the territorial changes were published only today, although the advance of the Ukrainian forces happened a few days ago. Meanwhile, today in the direction of Marinka, the Russian forces made other attacks towards the Ukrainian positions but failed to advance. A few kilometers to the north, Ukrainian sources stated that another attack of the Russian forces was stopped in the areas near of the village of Nevelsky. On Bakhmut front, Ukrainian sources reported that the Ukrainian army continued to advance towards Kurdyumivka from the north. As Russian sources also confirmed, Ukrainian troops have now taken the last defensive positions in the forest belts north of Kurdyumivka, and now there are ongoing clashes near the town. Further north, in the direction of Klishivka, the Ukrainian forces improved their position by repelling the Russian forces to the northern part of the village as well as advancing in the forests north of Klishivka, further complicating the tactical position of the Russian forces in this area. According to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Russian forces tried to counterattack in the direction of the northwestern heights of Klishivka and south of Andrivka, but their attempts were stopped. In Kupyansk and Liman fronts, the Ukrainian army continues to withstand the Russian offensive in all directions. The Russian army sent numerous forces southwest of Liman Pershi trying to break the Ukrainian defenses here, but the Ukrainian defenders continue to hold their ground. After the frequent failures to advance in these areas, the Russian source Rebar now calls the Russian offensive a positional offensive, a much milder term than the major Russian offensive that was expected in this direction. The Russian sources say that the Ukrainian forces across the Oskil River constantly hinder the advance of the Russian troops towards the south. According to the Russians, the Ukrainian command is sending reinforcements in this direction and may be preparing to start a counteroffensive. On the other side of the front, Ukrainian sources reported that another attack of the Russian army was stopped today in the direction of the Novoselivske-Berestove line. Here, the Russian army has also engaged large numbers of troops trying to break the Ukrainian defenses, but after more than 3 weeks of fighting, it has not been able to advance in this direction. In Vremivka front, the situation was calmer during the last 24 hours, as due to the bad weather conditions, the Ukrainian forces were not able to organize any major attacks in this front. According to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Russian Air Force conducted airstrikes over the Ukrainian positions in Staromayorsk, and the Russian troops made small-scale assaults to recover their lost positions west of Staromayorsk as well as north of the nearby Urozhaine. According to the General Staff, their attempts were unsuccessful. Drone units of the Ukrainian forces continue to cause major problems to the Russian forces by attacking them at the rear. In recent days, many videos have been published by the Ukrainian forces showing them using kamikaze drones to attack the Russian forces in the direction of Vremivka and Staromlinivka. Friends, if you like my daily updates, I kindly ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as this will greatly help the channel to reach a wider audience. That's all for today's update. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and have a great day.